Dear students, I am Sobha Bansiwal, Assistant Professor English, SPC Government College Bhim. Today I am going to speak about the rest of the novel, The Mayor of Casterbridge by Thomas Hardy. We have discussed that Farfrey begins to meet Lucetta Templeman, and they fall in love with each other, and both of them decide to marry. And in this way, Lucetta marries Farfrey, and on due to this, Elizabeth Jane becomes sad, and she is broken, and she leaves to she leaves Lucetta's home, and she comes back to Hanchard's home. Hanchard too is very angry with Farfrey because Farfrey is his rival in love. So because of this jealousy, Hanchard and Lucetta, Hanchard and Farfrey begins to have grudges against each other, and Farfrey leaves the job of manager from under Hanchard, and he starts his own business and becomes very rich, and and uh, and in this rivalry, he 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 defeats Hanchard, and Hanchard becomes bankrupt. All of his property is lost, and he becomes poor. He has no money, and all of his property is bought by Farfrey. And thus he became his rival both in love as well as in love as well as in business. So Hanchard decides to take revenge, and he writes takes to decide revenge. He he ro- he decides to take revenge, and uh, Lucetta Templeman had written letters to Hanchard when she was intimate with him, but later Hanchard tries to settle the marriage of Farfrey and Lucetta with these letters. But at later thought, he decides not to do so. But he speaks these letters before Farfrey, although he does not tell him uh, about the writer of these letters. Uh, and so Hanchard decides to send these letters to Lucetta, and he sends his friend Joshua Job to deliver these letters to Lucetta, and he asks him not to open this package of letters. But Joshua Job is very mischievous type of person, and he opens this packet, and he comes to know about the uh, affair of Hanchard and Lucetta, and all of his friends decide to make fun of this situation, and they plan to make a schemity ride, and they make effigies of Hanchard and Lucetta and bound them together in put them on donkey, and they make a procession in the streets of the town. And when Lucetta sees this procession, she becomes very nervous, and because of this fear and nervous, she dies. After her death, Farfrey uh, begins to court Elizabeth Jane, and both of them decide to marry. And at this time, Newton comes to know that his daughter Elizabeth Jane had not died, is alive. So he comes in search of his daughter. And when he comes to Henchard and asks about his daughter's whereabouts, Henchard has become close to his daughter Elizabeth Jane that he does not want to be away from her. So he tells a lie to Nushan that his daughter has died. Broken heart. So Nushan goes away from their broken heart. Uh, with broken heart. Later, when Elizabeth Jane comes to know that his father Nushan had come and Hanchard had sent away him by saying that that she had died. She becomes very furious with Hanchard, uh, and she doesn't talk to him. And then Elizabeth Jane and Farfrey marry. Uh, on on her wedding day, Hanchard comes to this marriage function, and he tells a servant in this program. He in this marriage ceremony he sends a servant and gives him a cage in which he has bought a, a, a swallow, goldfinch, for Elizabeth Jane as her marriage gift, and he asks the servant to give this gift to Elizabeth Jane, and then he goes away. And Elizabeth Jane, when comes to know that Hanchard came there, uh, comes to know that he has come there, she she refuses to talk to him. And then she realizes her mistake and wants to meet her, but he has already gone away from there. And Hanchard, Farfrey and Elizabeth Jane both search about him, and they came to know that Hanchard was living uh, with his friend Edward, with his friend in a hut, and he was very poor, and he died in the arms of his friend. This novel is the tragedy of the character of Hanchard, who was the mayor of Casterbridge, but who the fate and the chances of fate brought him to his poverty, and he lost everything in his life. This in this novel, uh, the tragedy of Henchard is due to the forces of fate and chance, and the character of Henchard also plays some role in his tragedy. Thank you.